The federal government of Nigeria says it spent 120 billion naira last year to subsidize energy. This is lower than the 552 billion naira spent before the Muhammadu Buhari administration. While defending the health of the industry, Mr. Ahmad Zakari, a special advisor to the president on infrastructure, claimed that it was in a coma when Mr. Buhari took office in 2015. The new information, however, is very different from remarks made by Dr. Zainab Ahmed, Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning on March 11th of 2022, in which she claimed that the federal government had quietly eliminated all subsidies in the power sector. Members of the Organised Private Sector of Nigeria, or OPSN, have called the ongoing gasoline shortage in Nigeria a shame and said it was unacceptable that a product with a subsidy of 165 naira per litre was being sold for between 300 naira and 650 naira per litre across the country. They stated that while they agree with the 2023 Appropriation Act's termination of the gasoline subsidy program in June of that year, the government should make every effort to finish the turnaround maintenance of the country's 4 refineries before that deadline. And Nigeria may start to gradually remove fuel subsidies in April of this year, starting around 3 months before the planned schedule to put an end to the spending head. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning disclosed this during an exclusive interview with our business correspondent Rota Sadiri on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland.
What will be safer is for the current administration to maybe at the beginning of the second quarter to start removing the fuel subsidy, because it's more expedient if you remove it gradually than to wait and remove it all in one.
Well, for more on these stories, let's talk now to Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu, who joins us here in the studio. Chika, thank you very much for being with us. Great to see you here. Yeah. So, Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed says that the federal government should start phasing out the fuel subsidy in Q2 of this year. I feel like we've seen this episode before, so we've heard these promises before. Is it going to happen?
Well, I mean, we've spoken about this several times, just as he said. And the issue has always been the political will. And the goalposts have been moved several times. We thought this was going to be in 2021. They moved it to 2022. Then again moved it now to June 2023. And you will know also that this government is leaving by May 29th, 2023, this year. And the coming of a new government, we don't think that it's going to be struck with this baggage from day one, and something may have to give way. Be that as it may, I had actually said that if I were the candidate or whoever is going to win, the early months of my new tenure will be the best time to negotiate the removal of this subsidy. We have also spoken about the fact that this subsidy should not be removed at a go. They should, graduate it, and I guess that's what the minister has adopted, so that the impact will not be felt, at once. But let's see. Election is going to come in February. But the interesting thing is that all the candidates are singing from the same hymn book. All of them are saying that the subsidy has to go. Unless you don't love this country, that's when you continue to say the subsidy should stay, because it made us poorer. And the sad thing is a lot of research has shown that the subsidy intended for the bottom of the pyramid, most of them are not getting it. And even to make it worse, this time, petrol is supposed to be sold at controlled price of 162 naira thereabout. Right. But now, with the subsidies, it's still going up to 300, and some areas in Nigeria are buying it at 500. And so, the impact of the subsidy is not being felt in some areas now.
But could it be argued, though, that if the subsidy is removed, that when we're seeing prices now, even with the subsidy of 300 to 450 naira a litre, could those prices skyrocket?
You see, the price of a commodity is really determined by the demand and supply. Now, what the downside of the Nigerian petroleum supply framework has been the fact that whatever we have now, consumed in Nigeria now, is being imported. All our refineries are down, are moribund. They are being reworked. Port Harcourt refinery is under turnaround maintenance. Warri is under turnaround maintenance. And then Kaduna, a contract has been signed also for the turnaround maintenance. So if those refineries come on stream, supply will increase. If that Dangote refinery comes on stream this year, supply will increase. And you know, as I said, the price of a commodity determined by the demand and supply. Right. So if supply increases, we believe that on equilibrium basis, down the line, the price is going to drop. I speak about that because I'm a student of economics. I speak about that because also during the Goodluck Jonathan era, when that was tried for some time and a price was a cap was put on the price, a lot of the filling stations were selling below the price because competition were pushing them to do that. We believe that if that is let go, it will become a business. We are Nigerian businessmen who will go in there and bring in gasoline and then sell. And then hopefully the prices will come down. Well,
that's maybe hopefully, but we also have to look at the other side of the coin. If we're talking about the Goodluck Jonathan administration, you'll remember January 2012, the massive protests we saw when prices skyrocketed. But I guess perhaps we'll wait and see. Even the organised private sector is criticising the fuel subsidy system and the ongoing fuel shortage. How much damage do you think this ongoing shortage is causing to the Nigerian economy on a daily basis?
You know, the thing about Nigeria, I've said it several times in this program, is we don't have any office or department or that worries about the lost time in our economy. You know, I mean, coming to this place, the journey that should take me about 30 minutes took me almost 3 hours. Nobody cost it. You know, a lot of times, a lot of flights have been missed because of that. A lot of people have died because of the fact that they are rushing them to the hospital and there's traffic everywhere. We don't have any statistics that, calculates that. But I must tell you that it's costing so much to our economy. And our GDP is struggling. Also, that will impact it. You don't need to be an economist to be able to know that the impact of that. If you go to the road now, look at the traffic, a lot of cars sleep on the road. And these are supposed to be productive hours and productive time. And those vehicles are not moving, carrying goods, carrying passengers. And so there are many man hours lost. And those contribute to loss in our GDP.
Right, time is money.
Time is money.
These queues, this congestion we're seeing, it's lost time, it's a tax on businesses, on consumers across the country. But it sounds like the Buhari government can't get its story straight when it comes to electricity subsidies. The finance minister says they're gone, but a special advisor says that 120 billion naira was spent last year on these subsidies. How do you overlook 120 billion naira? What's going on?
It's not the first time that the operators of the government don't sing from the same hymn book. It's happened in several times. So you see the Minister for Finance, who's supposed to be the bookkeeper, who should know all the figures, telling us all the subsidies have gone. So, as I said, 120 billion naira is not, it's 10 kobo. Yeah. So the bookkeeper does not know about 120 billion naira. The bookkeeper has told us before that subsidy is all gone in electricity. So how did that happen? But we knew, a lot of analysts also knew that there was still some implicit subsidy in the system, in the electricity value chain, and we believe that that will let go. But what's happened, you notice that they also said in that report that they got the highest collection in December 2022, about 80 billion. But it has not resulted to an increase in the number of hours of light the citizens have gotten. Indeed, a lot of the cost for alternative power for a lot of citizens or companies have actually gotten higher. So they said the sector was comatose, the sector was there, but is it better today? I don't think it's better today.
Well, it is a fair question. Is it a lose-lose-lose situation where, 120 billion naira, sure, in the scheme of things in the largest economy in Africa, it's not the biggest amount of money, but it's serious money.
Serious
you ask
money.
anyone on the
Serious
street,
money, yeah.
that's serious money. That's a loss.
It's serious money. When the university lecturers were protesting, if you're giving them the 120 billion naira, I mean, they would have come down. And there's a simmering of striking the universities now because of arrears for the salaries not being paid. If you give them 120 billion naira, they will come down. So 120 billion is a lot of money. But as I said, our bookkeeper, the Minister for Finance, is not aware of it. And that's sad.
Well, Mr. Chikum Bonu, our RISE business analyst here, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.